personal project. Most of you know what personal project is, but for those of you that don't, I'm in the abbie program at Poudre High School, and for us to graduate the 10th grade with our MYP certificate, we have to do a project all year long and then present it to a panel of judges at the end. So for my project, I chose to design a yoga class. And we also have to have a mentor outside of school that helps us with the class or with our project. So my mentor is Ina. That's Ina Bird, everybody. She's wonderful. She has helped me with so much I can't even explain. She owns a private practice here in Old Town. She's a yoga therapist, and used to own Treetop Studio, which is this studio, and then sold it to Omananda. So I want to thank Ina so much. She's been so helpful to me. And also, she's going to walk around during the class and help people out, so don't be alarmed. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I chose yoga for my personal project. The summer prior to my sophomore year, I started attending some yoga classes with my mom and my dad, and decided that it was very mentally relaxing for me and physically challenging, and I grew to love the community that I was surrounding myself with. So I thought it would be fun to explore what more there was to yoga. And another reason I chose yoga for my personal project is my Uncle Steve. He died about 2 years ago, and he struggled with AIDS and died of liver failure. He was a huge yogi and participated in the yoga group in Denver. This is a nonprofit organization that supports those who have HIV and AIDS, and it provides free classes for them. So growing up, I noticed that yoga helped my uncle physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And so this class is a fundraiser for the yoga group because I'm so grateful for everything that they did for my uncle, so hence the donation. So over the past couple months, I've been working with Ina every other week, and the main goal for my project, I decided I wanted to focus on how yoga can help people medicinally. So since Ina is a yoga therapist, I decided to focus my class that I'm designing on depression. And the main thing that I learned is that when you're designing a class for depression, it should include poses where the body is open and the heart is up and the chest is lifted and that you're out as much as possible. Which makes sense if you think about it. When you're depressed, you're not as willing to be open up to other people and new ideas. And so physically actually doing that helps a lot with depression. So although most of you may not be clinically depressed, everybody can be down and upset sometimes. And as we go through this class, maybe keep in mind some poses that help you out a little bit that you can use in the future. So let's get started. We're going to start in Sukhasana, which is just a seated position. Put one heel in front of your groin and the other heel in front of your ankle. And while we're in Sukhasana, we're going to center our body, our breath, and our mind. So feel free to close your eyes and become relaxed. First, we're going to adjust the body. Make sure that your crown is over your tailbone. Release your shoulder blades down your back and let your collarbones widen out to each shoulder. Feel as though all of your basic bones are in place, as if the top of your head were floating off the top of your spine. Feel grounded in your tailbone. Now we're going to adjust the breath. So expand your side ribs out with your inhale and in with your exhale. Feel the breath in the back of your body. Fill up your chest and expand your ribs out to the sides. Next, we're going to adjust the mind. Take a look at your thoughts. Can you feel the pace? Notice the mood that you are in. Don't judge yourself, just notice. I'm going to plant a bhavana inside your head. A bhavana is simply just placing an image in your mind that can create feeling. Please imagine looking into the sun on a warm day. Feel the warmth from the rays of the sun on your face. now is a good time to set an intention for the class. For example, is there something you wish to bring forward in your personality? A feeling you would like to cultivate, like joy? And together, let's chant Om 3 times. Let's all take an in-breath together. Position on our mats. We're going to be doing fly fisherman or undulating spine. So, if you have trouble with your knees, feel free to use a blanket on your knees for this one. With your first inhale, lift your chest and let your head fall back. And with your exhale, lay your belly out on your lap from the bottom of your foot to the top of your torso. And then with your next inhale, round your back again, tucking your chin in while breathing in. At the top of your in-breath, let your head fall back. And with your exhale, lay your belly to your lap. We're going to do this about 5 more times. You can move with your own breath. Okay, now we're going to move into puppy dog. So come onto all fours. And make sure that your hips are directly over your knees. And then stretch out your arms in front of you as you reach forward. Slide your shoulder blades down your back and let your rib cage drop to the floor. From puppy dog, walk your hands back under your shoulders. And breathing out, tuck your toes under, lift your bottom up and back into downward dog. Stay in down dog for your inhale, and with your next out breath, release your knees to the floor, let your bottom come back to your heels, arms can be forward or back, and come into child's pose. After child's pose, inhale to all fours and exhale to down dog. We're going to repeat this again for 4 more times, and you can move with your own breath. We're going to end in down dog. Lift your right leg high, bend your knee, and place your foot in between your hands, making sure your knee is directly over your ankle. Now pivot your back foot to the ground and rise up to warrior one. Square your hips off forward. Pivot on your heel and your back toes can come a little bit forward. And then rise your arms up. And from here, you can just move around a little bit, get comfortable in the position. And then now we're going to sweep our arms down 3 times. Great. Okay, now straighten your leg with an inhale. Exhale your arms out parallel to the floor. And work your back foot backwards a little bit if you'd like. We're going to do extend ukita, so this is just reaching your front arm forward, and everything else should stay in place, just your arms move forward. Kamatita, let your right arm go down to your leg, and then maybe to the floor. Lift your left arm up towards the ceiling, and stack your shoulder blades as if you were in between 2 panes of glass. Now, as a more challenging pose, if you'd like, you can lift your arm that's on the ground out in front of you, and then close the alligator mouth about 3 times. Good job. Now, breathing in, lift your back up. Lift back up for the inhale. Exhale your arms alongside your body, and come all the way up. Now, pivot your hips forward. Left hand, right hand to waist, and breathe in up with your left arm. We're going to move into revolved triangle, just so you know. Exhale forwards, landing the hand to the block of the floor. And inhale, lift your right arm out to the side and up to the sky.
We didn't give you guys block. You can put your hand on your leg, you can.
And remember, we're still in a form of triangle, so both legs should be straight. It's okay if you fall out, just jump back in.
Yeah, this way. See how it's turned this way.
Arms are so short.
See the difference? Oh, let me show you. Yeah. The front leg is
That's
alternate the front leg. Yeah, so you put that right hand on the block for you. Yeah, you got it. There it is. Put this. Yeah, so it's a balance. You got it. Yeah, absolutely. You guys got it. Perfect.
Okay, so
There you go.
from revolved triangle, bend your knee, and with your exhale, windmill your arm down, and step your front leg back, coming into plank. So it doesn't matter. Now we're in plank, and we're going to lower through chaturanga and come up through cobra or up dog. If you're in up dog, make sure that your knees are off of the floor. Now turn your toes under and bring your bottom up and back into downward dog on the exhale. Now we're going to redo that sequence on the other side. So your left leg lifts this time. Bend your knee and place your foot in between your hands, knee directly over the ankle. Pivot your back foot to the ground and rise up for warrior one. Okay. Lift your arms high, move around a little bit. And then sweep 3 times. And straighten your front leg with the inhale. Exhale, arms out, parallel to the mat. And turn your pelvis to the side of the mat. You can spread your legs a little bit wider if that works. Work your back foot backwards. Now your left leg will go down to the, first we're going to do extend utita. So extend forwards. And now your left arm will drop down to the leg and then maybe to your floor, and your right arm goes up towards the ceiling. Remember, stack your shoulders, and it's as if you were in between two panes of glass. And now, if you'd like, we can try the alligator mouth challenge again.
That one's hard.
Good job. Now, breathing in, lift back up through triangle. Exhale, arms alongside the body, and rise all the way up. Good job. Now, pivot your hips forward, and let your left hand come to your waist. Breathing in, up with the right arm, and then exhale forwards, landing the hand to the floor or the block. And then inhale, lift your right arm out to the left arm out to the side and up to the sky. Good job. Now bend your knee, and with the exhale, windmill your arm down. Step your front leg back and come into plank. Lower through chaturanga and come up through cobra or up dog. Now turn your toes under, bring your bottom up and back into downward dog on the exhale. Breathing in, look between your hands and squeeze your belly into your lower back. And with your exhale, jump or walk your hands between your legs between your hands. Now we're in Uttanasana, forward fold. Open your arms out to the side, breathe in, and come up and reach for the sky.
Turn on air for you guys too. Yeah.
All right, and now exhale your arms out to your side. I'm going to read a quote for you all today. As Terry Bowman once said, mountain pose is an affirmation. You can conquer anything with your natural boldness and resolute strength. Only you can reach the peak of your success. And that was mountain pose, what we were just in. So, all right, now we're going to do a standing back bend. So you can watch me before you do it if that's helpful. Put your hands on your lower back, closer to your bottom. Fingertips point up and palms press in, and draw your elbows toward each other. Lift your sternum, drop your blades down your back, and sense the freedom in your breath. And if it feels safe, you can drop your head free and let yourself dive back into space. Stay for as long as you'd like, and then rise back up. We're going to do chair now, which is a counter pose to that back bend. So sit as if you were in an invisible chair. Arms up. Also, your knees should be separated slightly, but it looks like most of you got that. All right, now slowly rise back up to standing. We're going to move into King Dancer now, which is one of our challenging apex poses. So take it slow. It might be helpful if you guys want to come onto the wood for this, although there's not much room, so.
You could fold the mat back if you want. If you want to stand on wood instead of the mat.
Yeah.
For balancing.
So King Dancer, make sure that your feet are parallel and feel grounded through your left foot. Feel as if you are a tree and your roots are sinking into the ground. Focus on your in-breath and feel light. And then lift your right leg and slide your right hand down to meet your ankle. Draw your leg back, knee towards the ground. This can be enough, or you can breathe in and lift your left arm up. Exhale, coming forwards. Be amused if you fall out, and then just jump back in. I'm going to read a quote about King Dancer also. To succeed, you must first improve. To improve, you must first practice. To practice, you must first learn. And to learn, you must first fail. Good job, you guys. Keep practicing for about a minute. It's also nice if you try to find a spot on the floor to keep your gaze for balancing. Good job. All right, let's come back to standing, and now we can try the other side. So make sure that your feet are parallel again. This time, feel grounded through your right foot. Focus on the in-breath and feel light. Then lift your left leg and slide your left arm down to meet your ankle. Draw your leg back and your knees towards the ground. Again, this can be enough. Or you can lift your right arm high and come forwards. Good job, you guys. You got it, Abbie. Okay, so now let's just stand here for a moment on your mat. You guys can put your mats back out if you want.
Trade places. Add it. Hey, Abbie, can we trade places?
Okay, let's just stand here for a moment with our eyes closed and appreciate all that you just accomplished before becoming seated on the mat. Now let's lay on our back as we warm up for bridge pose. Position your feet so that they are parallel and they are bent as wide as your knees as wide as your hips, and everything is in alignment. With your inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg. On the exhale, lower both, and the left leg will then become straight. Now we'll repeat on the other side. So lift your right arm and your right leg. And your left leg. Wait. Your left arm and your right leg. And then lower both to the ground. We're going to repeat this on both sides. And as you become more comfortable, you can start to transition midair. Do this about 5 times, moving with your own breath.
Yeah, exactly.
Takes coordination.
All right. Now, let's just bend both of our knees, feet on the floor. And breathing in, lift your pelvis. exhale, as best as you can, lower one vertebrae at a time to the floor. This is bridge pose, and we'll do it about 5 times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, so stay in the position that you are with your knees bent, feet on the floor. We're going to move into wheel now. And just so you all know, this is really challenging for your shoulders. I recommend you watch me demonstrate it first before you decide if you want to do it or not. You want to do it? Yeah. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to start this like bridge, so having your knees bent and feet parallel. You lift your arms overhead and begin to bend your elbows as your palms press in, fingertips facing the toes. And then when all the weight, you lift your pelvis, and when all the weight is on your shoulders, you rise up into a wheel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, I'll walk you through it now if you'd like, but if you don't want to, you can just continue doing bridge. So, yeah. Come back to having your knees bend. Well, okay, you can just jump into it if you'd like. Excellent, back.
Okay, all right, yeah. I know.
You guys can fall out and then come back in if you want. Practice a couple times.
Yeah, there's also if you grab someone like yeah, right, yeah, there's like, actually, the way you cut it, yeah, from the outside, yeah, I did that. It's a little bit easier, isn't it? So much easier. Oh my God. Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah. Yeah, if you want this one, right? Yeah.
Hang on. Can't look good.
Okay, good job everybody. So now let's just lay flat on the floor. Bring your knees to your chest for Apanasana and give yourself a big hug. And now we're going to do a one-legged twist. So bring your right knee to your chest and let your other leg go straight to the floor. And then with the help of your left hand, you can pull your leg to your left side. Keep your breath smooth and even, and feel your ribs expanding out to the sides. Now bring your right knee back, lower to the floor, and bring your left knee to your chest. You can use your right hand to pull your leg over to your right side. Remember to keep your breath smooth and even, and feel your ribs expanding out to the sides. Okay, you can bring your leg back over. Now we're going to do a shoulder stand, so you might want to watch me do this one also. you can put your forearms on your mat as if you were propping up to watch TV.
Yeah, you're just about to do up, yeah, fish, so we can prep the blankets.
For the oh yeah, okay. Just kidding, that was for fish. So for shoulder stand, we're gonna use our blankets. So with your blanket, fold it like this, like so. And then place it on your mat so that the fringe is facing the middle of the mat, and leave some room at the top for your head because the base of your neck is gonna be at the fold of the blanket. Okay, so if you are under the care of a chiropractor or have anything wrong with your back or neck, you should probably not do this one. Okay, so is everyone? Yep. All right, so we're gonna lay down, placing the base of your neck at the fold of the blanket. Start with your knees bent and place your hands, palms down next to your hips. Bring your knees to your chest and push up with your hands as your legs come into the air. Use the support of your hands and arms.
So that, yeah, the carriage is the curves back and actually you should turn around. You know what, as you're doing beautiful classic shape, you want to forward a little bit, tiny to the lower half, because this, you're already half, so you perfectly healthy to do this one.
And if you guys would like, you can move into plow, which is bringing your feet over your head and trying to touch it to the floor. And then once you're in plow, you can interlace your fingers and make sure that your triceps are touching the ground and spread out on the back. And then come back up or over and down, whatever you like. But you can keep experimenting if you want. College. Good job.
But yes.
Okay, good job, everybody. Now we're going to move into fish. So if you want to remove the blanket and just place it off to the side again, we don't need it. You want it? Okay, that's fine. Place your forearms down as if you're propping up to watch TV. And lift your heart center up and let your head fall back. As a more challenging option, you can take your elbows out and let the crown of your head come down. And then you can choose to do whatever you want.
Same contraindication though, if you're under the thyroid or anything in the back of your neck, it's probably just best to let your head come back rather than bringing the crown to the floor. Yeah. Right, it's just the exact opposite. Oh, yes. Exactly.
Okay, good job, everybody. So now you can just lay flat on the ground and bring your knees to your chest for Apanasana, giving yourself another big hug. And now we're going to do a two-legged twist. So from having your knees to your chest, open your arms out to the side and let your knees fall to the right. The greatest stretch is felt when your knees come closer to your torso, so keep that in mind. While we're doing this two-legged twist, I'm going to practice an imagine alternate nostril breath with you all. So this is a breathing exercise from ancient texts and is done without hands, it's just imagined. So while we do the twist, keep in mind that your left hip correlates to your left nostril, and vice versa, your right hip correlates to your right nostril. Okay, breathing in through your left nostril, and then out through your right, because your left hip is on top. I'm going to say it again. Breathe in through your left nostril and out through your right. I know most of you probably can physically not do that, but just imagine. Now you don't use your hands. Just try it. Now breathe in through both nostrils, lift your knees, and exhale onto the other side. Let's try the imagine alternate nostril breath on this side too. So since your right hip is now on top, breathe in through your right nostril and out through your left. Try this for about 5 cycles of breathing, following your own breath's pace. Now breathe in through both nostrils, lift your knees, and then lay flat on the ground as we move into Shavasana. So lay down and feel relaxed, palms alongside your body, face up. Take a minute to become heavy and sink in. Close your eyes. Then start to feel light. Remember the intention that you set for this class. Did you meet your goal? Remember the bhavana that I've set inside your head, the sun and the warmth of the rays on your skin. Your mind will probably wander, but every time it leaves the image of the sun, gently draw it back. At this time in class, we have the opportunity to watch what we think. As you lay, you may notice that some of the thoughts that move through your mind are not true and can even make you feel bad. When these come, give yourself permission to let them go with the exhale breath. focus back to the external world and feel the coolness on the tip of your nose. While you land, I'm going to read my last quote of the day. As Gandhi once said, "A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes." Now turn on to your right side. Now rise up into a seated position. Bring your hands together at heart center. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.
Namaste.
Are there any questions? Good job. Thank you. Well, do it again. Well, if there's no questions, you guys can, it would be helpful if you would roll up your mats and place them back in there's a little cabinet thing around the corner, so. Thank you. Thank you, Abby.
Wow.